we are live.
You know what's a waste?
What?
You ever see that guy watering his plants while it's a tsunami outside? That's a waste.
That's a waste.
Yeah.
That's a waste.
Yeah,
That's a waste.
That's a waste.
Yeah. You know what else is a waste?
What?
When someone has a gym membership but they don't go.
Yeah, good answer.
I see where this
That's
is
a
going.
waste.
Wait, wait, guys,
Do you know what's a waste though? Do you know what's a waste though? Like
What?
when you go to Olive Garden and you have never-ending breadsticks, but you only get one breadstick. That's a waste.
That is a waste. I got one.
I'm
Louis, I
sure
got one.
Pops is not having a breadstick.
What's a
I
waste,
got
Mike?
one. Jonathan and Anna using their freaking express. What the fuck?
Waste. Good answer.
Yeah.
We got Pops in the house, baby. Look at that chest. Look at those abs.
Oh,
Jeff
man.
and Pops in the house.
Yeah.
Pops,
I wonder what
I'm
that was on
gonna
your
need
wall.
you,
Right,
Pops. I'm
right.
gonna need you to give Lewis your diet plan, your workout plan, everything. Right, baby?
Yes.
They sound
Trying to get
like
biceps
some
like you,
guys.
Pops. I'm working on it.
Pass it down. Pass down the blessings, please.
Yeah, I'm still trying to catch up to him.
Man, Jeff and Pops, thank you for being on with us. Really excited. Everybody on the chat. Who we got? We got Lovable Nikki. What's up, Lovable Nikki? Thanks for being on with us. And Jeffs and Pops, man, you guys are doing some great work in your community. I know you got
Thank you.
some weather events that happen out there in St. Louis. So like talk to us, man. So tell us exactly what your job is. And I know you do cleanup after weather events, but what else do you guys do?
So we both own full-on tree services, right? Like Pops has been cutting trees and owning his company for probably about 40 years. I grew up working for him since I can remember. I started my business probably about 15 years ago, after working for him all my life. And we're not, you would call us competing companies, but we're really not. Like, we don't ever step on each other's toes. It's a lot of work out here for the both of us, and a lot of the times we'll collaborate on jobs. Like you see on that news clip, we was out collaborating on a job. A tree had fell on a house right in the middle of our community. So we really got together when this it was 6 tornadoes, I believe, touched down in the St. Louis area.
Wow.
So we got together and got a lot of that stuff cleaned up together.
Real busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Pops, when I think about a lumberjack, I think about a guy that gets up in the trees and like like a whole harness, and they climb up there. They got the shoes. Do you guys do that or no? You guys just got
we do
cranes.
exactly that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That is insane. So how do you train for that? Is there like lumberjack school or something? Like,
Actually, I train by just watching others do it coming
Oh.
up, and saying, man, I would love to do that because I like climbing trees anyway. So when they were using all that, I was like just muscling the tree, just getting up. And then
yeah.
once they showed me how to use the spikes, and it was love after that.
So you were
I loved it.
muscling like you did the first roadblock of the season, right? When you went up there, you didn't no legs or
When
nothing.
he first started,
straight
he was-
biceps.
when he first started, he had no ropes, no harness, no none of that stuff. He
Yeah.
just went up there and did it. Yeah.
Have you ever had a bad spill, Pops or Jeff? Or
Yeah. I climbed a tree that was it was during the wintertime. It was dead pretty much inside, and I didn't know it. And when I got up there, I came down. Well, I didn't come down, I fell
He
down.
fell.
The tree came down.
Yeah.
And I broke broke one of my legs and injured one of my ankles, and that taught me to make sure the next tree I climb to check and see if it's it's alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They told back then they told him he wasn't gonna walk normal again, or
Yeah.
he may not walk
Oh, wow.
again or whatever. Yeah. he
And
had
look
a
at
lot
that.
of-
He's doing the amazing
He's
race.
on the amazing race. Yeah.
That's
They should
what's
put
up.
that story on the
Yeah.
Amazing Race. What's up with that?
I
Say it
know.
again.
They should put that story on the Amazing Race.
They might. I mean, we've talked about it on there.
Oh,
and
you
you
did?
never know what they might show
Oh,
coming
okay.
up. They definitely included in a lot of the media packets and stuff.
Yeah.
Nice. So Jeff, man, tell us about you, man. You got a beautiful family here.
Oh
Look
my
at
God,
this beautiful family.
I
Like,
saw you so young, and then all of a sudden I went into your Instagram and I was like, wait, he has a whole family going on there. I didn't even know.
I'm 36. I've been married now. It'll be 10 years this year, and I've been with my
Oh,
wife for 20 years now.
Wow.
So yeah, so like my daughter, you see her there, she's 12. My son is 4. Both of them, they got birthdays coming up soon.
Beautiful.
So and they're, you know, that's a spread. So like the 12-year-old, she finally got old enough to where we can get babysitters and we can go out and enjoy ourselves. And then boom, here comes the little guy. You know, that's baby Jeff. So that's big Jeff. Some people call me little Jeff, and that's baby Jeff.
That's Jeff the third.
Jeff the third. Yeah. He would beat me up if he heard me call him baby Jeff. Though. He doesn't.
Are
he
you
don't like it.
Are you the only son, or do you have a sister or brother?
So I got 2 older sisters, but I am the only boy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pops. I was trying to sneak up on. Oh, okay.
What is that? What's
You're on
that?
the
So, is that me doing that?
I
I think so.
sometimes
I've
if
seen
you
it
like
a
do a
couple
heart, it
Yeah,
pops
yeah.
up.
Yeah,
But
I
you're on
didn't
the
touch
Mac,
anything,
it'll
and then I
do
keep seeing that thumbs up pop up. At first, I thought only I was seeing it. And I'm like, wow, it's been a long day.
yeah.
Sorry, Pops. I tried finding a picture of you and your family, but we gotta get your Instagram a little bit more happening.
Yeah, and then we got distracted with your abs over here
know.
and your
Yeah.
biceps, man. That's why.
That's so funny because I have been wondering what is that on their wall back there? Yeah, and then you finally showed it. That
So yeah,
is hilarious, man.
that guy, yeah, I had to zoom in because back here you're like, what is that? But
Yeah, we was in Vegas.
He's in
We had a
Vegas,
good time too.
Pops, are you ready to be called for the challenge? Because they're probably gonna call you next.
Good point. Get Pops on the challenge, baby.
Yeah,
Good.
and he ready for any challenge.
That's the end challenge.
Yeah.
That's amazing, guys. Thanks again for being on with us. Let's get started with the show. Let's talk about the recap. All right, so you guys are in Bali, Indonesia. Well, you start off. Obviously, you're still in Japan. All right, and you guys go to Bali. And the way I saw it was, one question was when you got to the sign to pick your number, right? And obviously, you guys had to wait for the sunrise to go ride the ATVs. Where did you guys sleep?
Important
After
question.
that,
Hard hitting.
yeah, we slept in a hotel after that. After we pulled our numbers, yeah, we slept in a hotel.
Nice.
We thought we were going to be sleeping outside, right next to the little sign with the numbers.
We
on it.
sure did.
Yeah,
We just
yeah.
got off the plane.
We had just got off the plane.
Yeah.
We got in the taxi,
Like, wait,
raced
what
there.
was
Of course,
that?
the flight was pretty much an equalizer
Yeah.
for the majority of the teams.
Uh-huh.
It was anybody's that getting to that board could have happened for anybody. It was just depending on picking the fastest taxi driver. We went through the airport and kind of pre-picked a guy. We just knew he would be the guy. He didn't turn out to be the guy.
He wasn't the guy.
No, he wasn't the guy. He wasn't the guy. He obeyed every traffic law.
Yeah, you always try and determine that. You look at the people and you're like, "Ooh, this guy looks like he'd be quick," or
Yeah,
he's
we
younger,
just- yeah.
so
And-
he might be
yeah.
quick.
But
driving.
sometimes those young guys aren't experienced as the older guys.
yeah.
Exactly.
It all depends. It just you just never know. It's literally just it's a lottery pick.
Yeah, it's a lot.
but
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But did you guys have maybe a little strategy of maybe where the taxis were positioned? Because the clip of the airport in Bali, right? I feel like there was taxi drivers blocking other taxi drivers. It was mayhem getting out of there. Did you guys have like a strategy on which taxi to pick, like to get out of there quicker?
Not only did we have a strategy on which taxi to pick, but we really wanted them to position themselves in a way to where they can get out first. What was you about to say?
Yes.
No, just what you said.
Yeah.
But Scott and Lori, I actually joined them for their recap and they talked about it a bit. And I noticed it then, but after she brought it up and said that it was intentional, it was genius. They had their taxi driver to move to the front, before it was time to actually take off from the airport. So they found their guy and Lori told him, hey, position yourself there. So it was a genius move on their part.
That's genius. And
Yeah.
they got their number 3. And that's actually a big move. So an example that we had, so we were starting our mega leg in Italy, right?
Yep.
And this was when we had different starts for group starts. We had group starts, and it was like 4 of us in a group, right, to get started. And all the cars are lined up. And we were watching the other group before us leave. And the first person was having a hard time leaving because it was a stick shift car. So they were first, and people behind them were ready to go, but they couldn't go, right? So I told Michelle, when we rip this clue open, don't even read the clue. Go and just run to the freaking car, because I wanted to be the first car, because I'm not gonna be stuck behind somebody that can't drive stick. And there were a lot of people that couldn't drive stick. So
Yeah.
that clip, I see it there sometimes, like it pops up in my memories. But we're just running down the stairs and getting the first car. So there's always a little bit of strategy, but it just
Get
kind of
that edge.
it just sucks that there wasn't a some sort of challenge or detour or before this driver's seat, because the driver's seat was a big deal. What number were you guys there? What number did you grab?
At that, are you talking about the very first board? We were number 6. We were
We were
number 6.
Okay,
And
so
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
I mean, there wasn't like a challenge or like a task or anything.
Yeah.
But the challenge was finding the right taxi driver, and because I mean, the drive had to been at least an hour.
Yeah.
Like it was a long drive through Bali.
Ooh.
It was probably one of my favorite scenery moments. It was like the middle of the night, and Bali just doesn't sleep. It seems like everybody was outside. It was just so much going on. The markets was jumping. Like it was a
That's
lot going on
cool.
in Bali, and we got to see all of that. But like you could tell your driver, hey, go around them, go this way, go that way, and we was doing a lot of that. So it felt like a race that we were engaged in, and that we did have our hands in it a little bit. So even though we didn't stop and do a challenge somewhere and get a chance to to pass anybody up, I feel like we came in 6th with that race. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
we
Very
have
close.
got-
Hold on. This is
Yeah.
great. Long enough for Laura to catch a nap. How is
Lauren's
Lori
so
always
cute.
napping, dude? I couldn't sleep on the race.
Yeah.
In the middle of a leg, she's
I love it.
she's talking about napping in the airport, napping in a taxi. I can't nap. Like that's
Yeah.
Well,
that's a special gift.
they got 8 sons, so you become strategic with your naps. You know what I mean? Like it's just,
That's
You know what?
true.
yeah.
That actually makes sense. It's the most peace and quiet and stress-free she's ever felt in her
Yeah.
life.
She's earned it. She's earned it, right, guys?
Yeah.
How much
Yeah, I
time
guess
was there between the ATVs, by the way?
Say it one more time.
How much time did you guys have between the ATVs?
As they took off,
Yeah.
I think one would take off. You got 5-minute wait or something like that, and then the next one could take off. They had for safety reasons, like make sure they're not playing bumper cars out there. So yeah, I think it was about 5 minutes.
Because you couldn't actually see anyone once you took off.
No.
They were gone.
Nah,
You didn't see them till we got to where we're going.
you never had them in your sight.
Never had them in sight. Yeah.
And what were the rules that they told you when you're driving ATVs? Like no speeding and stuff like that, or was there like a governor
He was
already?
telling me no speeding, but
Yeah, I remember that.
I thought we were doing great, and I just didn't want to mess it up. So I was like,
Yeah.
go ahead, because it's not a race.
understandable. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just, to me, it wasn't a race at the time.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
didn't just be careful, let's get there, and then do that challenge. I just,
Yeah.
and he was trying to crack jokes on me tomorrow. His mama never said, slow down. Yeah. I didn't catch that then, but I caught it when I watched it.
Yeah, I guess this topic of getting to the driver's seat is a little debatable, because some people were saying that they wish there was like a task in between in order for you to fight for the driver's seat, basically. And I don't know, I kind of agree. Like I know what you guys say about just getting into the taxis, and that was the strategy of it.
Right.
But I wish it was like a task or something that you could really fight to who gets first to the driver's seat.
But it's also nice because now it's kind of just luck. So if maybe there was a task, you're gonna see those same teams that are really good
Exactly.
go to the front.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's back and forth with me,
Yeah.
and I kind of like it.
So I will say that up until this point in the race, you guys have been able to see that Jonathan and Anna have been first getting to a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not to me, it's not by coincidence. It's hard to even call it luck. And you guys have ran the race, so you know that, but was it was a lot of self-drive for you guys, wasn't it? Like it was mostly
All
self-drive.
self-drive.
It was
Yeah.
all
Almost all
self-drive.
self-drive.
So
except for one.
and I'm sure, I'd bet my house that one day y'all are gonna run this race again. You know what I mean? So
We hope so.
of course. So when you do it in the taxis, you'll realize it's like riding a horse. Not to say that like that. These aren't horses. These are people driving. But you know what I mean. Like
It's all good, man.
It's
Yeah,
a
we get you.
strategy to
Yes.
getting that speed
That's
going.
right, yeah.
And it took us a while to learn that in the
Right.
race. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I think Jonathan and Anna, they just have some secrets when it comes to getting these cab drivers to do what they need them to do.
Yeah.
Getting out of the airport. I I think I could. I don't think they were like foot racing and sprinting to the taxis faster than us. They was just getting places faster.
I think before we went, they just did their homework.
Yeah, they did the homework
Exactly
on
what
how
they
to.
do.
And
They did.
They would study certain words to say to the drivers, not just.
That's what I was gonna
I
say.
figured out how to say faster, please. It's
Yes.
a race and little silly stuff like that. But it's probably way better ways to connect to a cab driver than to just keep yelling out faster. You know. So
Yes.
like,
Very true.
So,
Very
yeah,
true. Very
yeah,
true.
yeah.
And you said you said the words right out of my mouth. Like if you do your research and you do your you study on the plane and ask people how to translate, you know, and say words like faster and things like that. I think that's probably one thing that they did, but at the end of the day, it's sometimes just all luck. And look at Mark and Brett right now. Mark and Brett, their luck has been like in the shitter.
Poor guys.
Yeah, like they
didn't finish any tasks super fast.
My goodness.
They finished tasks fast, but they had a taxi issue. You know, they the team what is it called, the intersection when they just you know they
I got
the pops I forgot his name already. Ernest just was not
Drums
getting
wasn't his thing.
the task, you know.
Yeah.
But they've been killing it. I think luck is gonna change on their side. So Pops and Jeff, all right. So
wait, before you keep going, Pops, I want to give you some credit because I feel like at this whole entire season we've been watching you guys, and it kind of looks like usually with parent and son or daughter teams, whatever it is, the kid is leading the race, and we'd love to see you in the other episode in the airport asking people to switch, and we're like, oh, okay,
that's great.
Pops got strategy too. I love that.
Yeah.
Putting you in the game right
Put
there.
him on the challenge, baby.
when it popped, it just popped in his head to do it. Like when he said, "Hey, I tell you what," or what, I thought he was about to crack like a joke or something, or say, I was like, "Oh, Pops," and then he said, "What do we switch spots?" And I was in my head like, "Wow, that's perfect."
Yeah,
I never would have thought of that.
Yeah.
Because every time I cut somebody, I'd be like, "Hey, let me just cut in front of you." But that's the polite way of doing it. Oh no, let's switch spots.
So nobody loses.
Nobody gets mad
except for that person. But yeah,
except for that guy. But he was he was super nice.
No, and then I love that
Do
it
you
was
remember his
worth it at
name?
the
What was
end.
his name?
I don't remember his name. His wife, I don't think she was like agreeing to it at the time.
He was pissed.
Like, "Hey, let's do it." Yeah.
Yeah.
But they knew we were filming the race. They were super excited.
Right.
That I believe they were from the States. So it's like you're out of the country and then you run into the Amazing Race filming. So they were excited about that too.
Yeah, and you always got to say, I'm on a race to win $1 million. When people
Oh,
hear
yeah.
that $1 million, they're like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Even when we would ask for people's cell phones, I feel like once we said that, that's when they were like more welcoming.
Of
Because
course.
it's kind of crazy sometimes. You're running around with a camera crew, so it's freaks people out. Like just the camera getting in front of your face, like so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Pops and Jeff, let's get into the segments. All right, we do some crazy weird stuff around here, and we have some cool little graphics. And today, hey Mike, you remember that segment I was telling you I was gonna do? I'm not gonna do that one. I want to do the Wheel of Robin.
Michael hates you.
Music, Mike. Yes.
How you doing?
Let's go, Pops, Jeff, Boogie. Come on,
Okay,
come on, Boogie. Come on. I don't get that. Come on.
Neither one of us can dance.
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all.
Hey, he was partying in Vegas. There's the
What?
proof.
You know
we
what?
party in
We
Vegas.
just move this over and over like this.
Yeah. That was after, some shots for me. Pops don't drink, but
So, all right. So this
That's
is
what it is. Pops don't drink. You heard
Pops
that?
That's
don't
why
drink.
he's
That
so
makes a
rich.
huge difference, man. Yeah, it makes a huge
All right.
difference.
So, Pops and Jeff, this is our segment called the Wheel of Ropics. What's a Ropic, you ask?
Please,
A Ropic is
Yeah.
Ropic is
already know.
a race topic. It's all good. No,
got
you're
it.
not
All
supposed
right,
to know.
okay.
Yeah, a Ropic is a race topic. So we have our Wheel of Ropics right back here. It's a giant wheel, and we're gonna go ahead and
Nice.
spin it. And on the wheel, we got different topics, and it says on the wheel, it says room. One topic is room. The other topic is skirt. The other topic is and then last topic is shoo. So Michelle, go ahead and spin the wheel for me, please.
Okay.
No, you gotta. It's too
Okay,
far, babe.
sorry.
Bro, we're wasting time. Go.
Why she can't find it.
Mike, there it is. Okay.
That's hard. That was a big one.
All right.
It was in the other room since you went to the other room. You had to go to the I got it.
Yeah, it was a little fun. All right, and it landed on.
How does that work?
Headphones.
Your headphones went shroom right now too.
Mike, you didn't play the music.
Oh, snap!
Get on your game, Mike. All right, and let's give Jonathan and Anna a little break here because they've been getting a lot of heat because of the way they use that express pass. I think we all agree. We've heard it in all the podcasts, on all the recaps, on Twitter. I put a poll on Twitter. 98% of the people disagree with how they use it. Yeah, with the express pass. So let's not. All right. So we all kind of agree it's not a good way to use the express pass, right? I want to talk about why I think they use the express pass this way, and I think it's just because the mentality that they have of always wanting to be in first place kind of affected the way they think, and they're just a little short-minded, and they literally had the express pass for one task, for half a leg. And this is the first task they could use the express pass, and they already use it. Why? Because they're always so desperate to be team number one. And I saw that from Jonathan on the first episode when he got pissed. He was mad that he was team number two. I like that energy. I like that passion, but it cannot affect the way you race. And this is the first time that we see, hey, the express pass was probably used at a bad point because they're always wanting first place no matter what. Pops and Jeff, tell us a little bit about Jonathan and Anna. I know they're getting a lot of heat, how they use express pass, but tell us about them. Like I don't know, tell us something.
I feel like I think they are getting a lot of heat on how they use the express pass. Speaking of heat, I know that in the episode before that, Jonathan did mention we got this express pass. I have a really high sensitivity to heat. So if we run into any type of a challenge where I'm going to have to be in the heat for a long time, I plan to use it. Right.
We got Scott saying that too.
Yeah. So I do think. Oh, that was Scott that said it.
No, I think he's saying where you're saying that Jonathan said that.
Scott interprets that as, and I understand his interpretation, like when he said he wanted to get out of the heat, like let's get out of here. You know, we don't want to feel the wrath of the other teams or anything like that. I don't think they minded feeling the wrath of the other teams, to be honest. Like, I think they are aggressive competitors. I think he literally looked at the task. Who had chose to do the roadblock? I don't even remember.
It was Anna.
It was Anna. So it wouldn't have been him in the heat.
So I got a question. This might be a hot take.
Mike, I don't think your microphone's connected, Mike.
I can hear
connected.
You sound
we
super
hear
bad.
You, but you sound different.
Oh, I got you.
Okay. Oh, it's the wrong mic.
Do you want me to continue?
Yeah, sure. So you're saying it's probably heat as in.
But he said though, but it wasn't him that was doing the roadblock. So that I it's hard for me to try to determine why he did that. They wanted to get first place in that leg. And I don't know when does the express pass expire? I never knew the answer.
Every express pass is different. Usually they have the additional notes and it says the rules.
Have they talked about it since the race?
I don't think they mentioned. I don't think they mentioned. It usually expires after like 3 or 4 legs or something like that. Yeah. And like if you're a super fan, you know that the express pass, the best way to use it is when you're about to get eliminated, you're close to the back, or you use it on the very last leg that you're required to use.
I know that we would not have used it in that moment, especially when we knew we were at a task that we had less of a burden. We had to do. We already assigned ourselves with 15 pounds, so I can understand the backlash, but at the same time, I guess they got to tell their own story and tell why. Because I really don't know, man. I can't put a good reason to it.
Go ahead.
Hit me, Mike.
All right. How much of it was the pressure of Anna feeling like I've got Jonathan behind me? We got this task. We're first by like a minute. is it a lot of pressure with the eyes behind me?
Yeah,
Oh,
you're so right about that. You're saying is Jonathan putting too much pressure on Anna, and then she's like,
I'm
"No, let's use
guessing.
express pass." Like,
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see that. And
Because
Jonathan's gonna say yeah because
she
he
got
wants
an
to get first.
advantage. She put
I
15
think they
minutes
just didn't
for
want to
them.
be there when we got there.
You think so?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
You think they didn't want
After
to
giving us, you know, this, that,
after
and other.
all them pounds and all,
I
they
think
had to
just
see
want-
us regardless.
Yeah, they just want
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
It's
That's
you
possible
got
too.
it, and also you use the express pass preferably on the last task of the leg because a lot could happen between the first task, getting to the next location and the next task. So it's best to just go ahead. Thought we had budget cuts on so we have a budget, bro. We negative negative money we're making here. What we do it for the fans. So what were we talking about? Yeah, you use it on the last task of the leg, preferably, right? I heard Justin on his recap say you use it on a detour because detours take longer than roadblocks because detours are tasked for 2 people. In my season, I don't see detours harder or took less
At
time
all.
than roadblocks because we have long ass roadblocks on our season, like putting the brakes and tires and the panels on Ducati. Where people were there for 3-4 hours. When Michelle was doing the sculpture and doing that, that was a 2-hour, 2.5-hour task.
Wow.
Like I just feel like it has to be used on the last task.
Yeah,
sure.
I just think she should have at least tried it. Just tried it.
Tried it. She has
Try
15
it.
Go over
pounds
there
to
and
do.
try to make some rice. That I agree to. I mean, I agree honestly to everything that y'all are saying. I guess I'm trying not to dive too deep into it because they're not here. Who is the thumbs up? Is that me?
You.
I'm not touching anything. I swear I'm not touching anything. It keeps happening. But like, I just don't want to be. Because I guess because I know them and we competed against them.
Right.
If they was in here, I probably would look at them and say, "Hey man, that was a silly move." But just being on here with y'all, I don't want to really critique it too much. I guess you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
it's not what I would have done. Yeah,
It's all good. All right, so let's continue. Mike, can you spin the wheel? Oh wait, so the rock,
Give me a second.
wait. So the raw picks are Vroom and
And did we address the year on the last
All
one?
right.
and
And it landed on.
I'm so lost.
music.
Oh my God. Do.
All right. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Pop, she danced good.
All right. All right. So let's talk about right before they used that express pass. It was the driver's seat, right? And it's I kind of liked. So there's 2 strategies to this. There's 2 mindsets to the driver's seat use, right? You either give more pounds to the teams in the back that are usually a little bit slower, right? So it guarantees you to move on to the next leg. And you also piss off less stronger teams. Or the other strategy is, no, you give the heavier weights to the teams right under you so you can get first place, right? So Pops and Jeff, if you were in their situation, what would have been your strategy? Let's talk about pounds, baby. Let's talk about pounds, exact pounds. All right, you got two 15 pounds?
2
15ers. Who's getting 2 15ers?
15 would have definitely first went to Erica and Melinda.
Okay.
It was our number 1 allies.
Nice,
And,
yes, absolutely.
The other 15 would have went to Scott and Lori.
Wait, how about yourself?
Oh, it's only 2.
Yeah, because there's only 2, right? I think
it's
it's only
us
2.
and Erica and Melinda. Yeah, us and
Yeah.
Erica and Melinda.
Okay, so
It's
yeah,
a
for sure.
possibility. We've thought about it a lot of different ways, right? So if we did 2 girl teams, then it would have been Erica, Melinda, and Bernie and Kerrigan. And then we would have gave ourselves the 20s. Because now that I know what the challenge was, and it wasn't just about what you can carry. When you hear pounds and weight, you think it's all about strength. It has nothing to do with strength, right? You see, I was one of the last people out of there, and because there was a lot of attention to detail. You had to make the rice clean. I went up there. I made weight like super fast. I was one of the first people up there to carry my bag up there and have, yes, it's 25 pounds. But then that lady will dig through the bag and she'll start pulling out grass. And she was like, no, you got to go back. So if you look at the
Damn.
challenge,
So are you saying that this strategy wasn't too good right here?
No, it was horrible. It was horrible.
Wait, let me put that back on.
It was a horrible strategy. Like I should have took my time. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
that. That strategy had me going up there like 6 or 7
No.
times with a 25-pound bag of rice
There you go.
just to get turned back around. And if you look at a later clip, you'll just see me on the ground digging through my bag in the heat. And if you notice, I had on long sleeves and long pants because in Bali,
Couldn't show the
you
tattoo.
couldn't show the tattoos. I got a tattoo on my leg. I got tattoos all on my arms and stuff.
Ooh.
So I was the only person that was out there that was that hot. You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pops, you got tattoos? Let me see.
No tattoos. No tattoos.
No
at all.
tattoos. Good job.
So I was pretty cool. I had on shorts and everything. I was good.
You're good.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I guess Jeff, so that was I was gonna ask you that, like, you always gotta try to like see if you could, like, you know, it's not cheating because you know the judges are there, some way to finesse the roadblock. And I was gonna ask you that. It's like, and you guys also were taking the rice out of, was it water or washing it, or no? There's no water there.
We couldn't use water and
No, there was nothing. So I was like, maybe you could add something or put some more
make it
hay in
heavier.
there to make it heavier.
Nah.
But no, so they had somebody there taking out the hay and everything. That was
The first time she opened it, she didn't have to reach in there. She opened it and it was just so messy. Like I wasn't even doing it to add to the weight. Like, oh, if I add hay, I just was rushing to make the rice. I didn't watch the example. You know, I'll be all the way honest with you. Like, I'm like, okay, they making rice. They slamming those things and making rice. So I ran over to my workstation. First, I started grabbing like the stems, that the stalks and stuff that Alyssa had already used, so it was no rice on those. Then I realized I got to go to the middle of the thing and get the new ones, and I just started slamming it, man. I thought I was killing it. Like, it was nobody could tell me that I wasn't about to be out of there.
Can we
you
talk?
were killing. You were killing the booth that you have there.
Yeah.
Like,
Can we talk about Jeff saying when Pops was like, "Oh, let's go, Jeff," or something like that, and you're like, "Stop telling me to let's go." I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I was sitting there talking to myself, and like, I'm hot. I'm pretty sure I was having a medical emergency because of the heat, right? And you know,
man.
and you guys know the camera person will ask you questions while it's happening. And I didn't want the other competitors around me. I had, I think, Jack over here and even Melinda, even though we was allies, I didn't want them to realize exactly what I was going through, which was I'm having to dig the grass out because none of them had ran up there yet. So I wanted Jack and I think Mark and everybody around me to go up there with a messy bag as well. So I didn't want to talk too much about what was going on. So I'm whispering and I'm talking to myself and I'm like, man, I'm digging through this bag. I'm hot. I got on long sleeves. And then he yelled out, "Come on, Jeff." And I said, "Stop saying come on, Jeff." And then of course that's the only part that they used. It was
So funny.
Yeah.
But let's give some credit to Lori getting
Yes.
the
Lori's
heaviest
a
pounds
beast.
and
She's a
getting
beast.
out of there quick.
Lori
Yeah.
smashed that.
Lori's, yeah.
He had the 25 pounds to make. And once again, man, my boys, Nick and Mike, like I'm not saying that Lori's weak, because it's probably both things. Lori's strong, and Nick and Mike keep on slacking in tasks, dude. Like why? Like
They didn't meditate beforehand. That's what happened.
the what?
They didn't meditate before the
So, you know, and they keep on messing up in tasks, Nick and Mike. But let's give it props to Lori first, man. She absolutely killed it. She did it so fast. She had great technique and she smashed that and left. Shout out to Lori. She's superwoman. And then, you know, going back to Nick and Mike, like also when they had the fruit on top of their heads, right? And they're walking towards the judge, they're balancing it, and they give the judge, I'm not sure if it's Nick or Mike, he gives the judge his fruit offering, and then walks away, and his brother spills it. Like, yo, go help your brother out. Like, grab the fruit offering so it doesn't fall down. And that it's like little things like that where I'm just like, man, these boys, I want them to do good, but they're slacking. Like they're not doing the best. I know they could do better. But all right, so yeah, go ahead.
One thing I liked that I had no idea about was watching how Nick and Mike and Han and Holden, you saw them at first, and leg 2 or leg 3 with the origami working together and figuring out the origami together. We were so focused on our origami, and I think we got out of there way before. Yeah, we got out of there before Nick and Mike even switched tasks. So we didn't get to see that. So I had no idea they was working so closely together. And then to see them do that fruit together, like literally, you would have thought it was a 4-person team when they was doing the fruit. Like I thought that was pretty cool to see. So I think that Nick or Mike, which one dropped the thing? Which one dropped the?
I'm not sure. They look so much alike.
Yeah, they do.
I'm not even sure
If I
who
was
did the
watching
Roblox.
it, I would know, but I can't remember from seeing that episode. They probably was just so excited that they finally made it over there. he dropped his off and just
That thing looked heavy.
Yeah.
That thing looked heavy.
Yeah, that looked like something.
All 4 players were struggling a little bit walking to the
and then after running around to those markets, and I'm glad we didn't do that task because that looked rough.
Yeah, it was a lot of things to do in that task.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, that other task seems difficult as well because you had to pay attention a lot to the detail.
Well, let's go ahead and spin the wheel. So, Pops and Jeff, you guys got your wheel, right?
Yeah, we got ours.
You got the wheel. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Pops,
Yeah.
I think Pops has a better angle. Pops, do you mind spinning the wheel for me, please?
Go spin that wheel.
The wheel of rock. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And we got to do the dance while he doing it.
Sweet.
All
Oh,
right.
damn. Hey, Pops, you come back now. Pops. The wheel will land. So, I know that the last pop. What did it land on?
It was skirt. Yeah.
Room skirt.
Yeah.
Mike, music.
It was it.
By the way, shout out to Ray Fletcher. Ray Fletcher made it on the live. Ray Fletcher has been a sponsor for us.
Now I didn't do that. I'm not doing that. That's Mike.
That's Mike doing.
Mike is doing it.
Now you got fireworks.
Yeah.
That's a Mac thing. That's a Mac thing. Just
It is a Mac thing.
It's
Oh, it's just doing it on his own.
MacBook,
Because I
yeah.
did this.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Really?
sometimes you do this. See?
Yeah, if you do certain like hand motions, it'll.
There
There
you
you go.
Wow.
See?
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
Now I get it.
Prepared for
I
a
get
crazy
it.
show too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brought his own graphics, ladies and gentlemen.
I
Shout
like
out
it.
to Ray Fletcher. It's his first time with us on the live this season. We love you,
Nice.
Ray. And everybody on live chat, man. Thanks for coming out. Let's keep on talking. Let's keep
What's up, Scott?
keep the chat going. Keep the chat going. All right. So it landed on broom, or skirt, one of the two. Yeah, I got it there. So let's talk about that. And that's the Penjor or Pengean. So Pops and Jeff, you guys went to the Penjor task, right? So
Yep.
so what did the clue say that made you gravitate towards that side? Was it anything that made it look easier for you guys?
I can't remember the exact wording of the clue, but I do remember it saying like you gotta go to these markets, I believe, and you gotta go and get these different fruits and arrange it a certain way. I remember it being a no-brainer. Like I said, my brain was baked and not in any type of good way. Like it was definitely because it was so hot out there, man. So I as far as I remember, it was like a no-brainer for us. Like it was like, oh, we're definitely doing this. And I know it looked hard, which it wasn't like easy, and it was still hot, and I still had on long sleeves and long pants. But like we flowed through it. Like we had no problems running up to the example, coming back, tying the little strings and working together because as you see, we wasn't like getting frustrated or arguing or anything.
Yeah, that's exactly when I realized that they had to memorize the fruit, because usually it says for most tasks they have to memorize stuff. They don't allow you to write things down, right? So you have to memorize what fruits. That's why they had the little story of the two
mnemonic
snakes
stories,
and eating the apples. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So you have to memorize a fruit, go shopping, right? So you have to go to a market in a foreign country, and it's to communicate with the vendors. That's going to be hard. Bring it back, assemble it, so it's attention to detail,
No way.
and then carry it on your head.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
And
I was just like, no
all
way.
it said was carry it the Indonesian way or something like that. It didn't say you got to carry it on your head. But
Yeah.
when something says do it a way that's not your way, there's something that you're not used to. You don't know what that entails, but it's like, okay,
It's
or
gonna
I
be
can just
hard.
look at this example and recreate this thing,
Yeah.
And I think the best thing that we did was look up and see the sign that said Penjor this way, and because a lot of people missed that sign. It was just
Really?
it was
So
right there.
it wasn't just Bernie and Kerrigan that missed it?
I think multiple people
Wow,
missed that.
okay.
Yeah, multiple people missed it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Brittany and Kerrigan, they were the last team to leave. They looked a little upset at Jonathan and Anna for giving them 25 pounds.
Yeah, they was very upset.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Brittany and Kerrigan, you could have gotten 5 pounds. You still would have been out. Like I'm not bashing their characters, but as racers, they are not good racers, and they lack communication as a team, right? They got lost a lot just finding tasks and stuff like that.
But let's appreciate how well the casting of them is. Like their
of course, they're awesome.
so amazing. They're like real, and you can see that they're not trying to hide anything.
They're
like,
so really real, and I love seeing that.
And the other thing I want to say, like you say, the communication part of it.
Yeah,
I think what you was seeing on that last episode was them. I think they was figuring it out, like figuring out how they was going to run this race together with their two personalities. So I think you saw them on the leg before arguing, and I think it affected their performance. But on this last one, like you said, they got the 25 pounds. They started off with like a 3-hour gap, so they were the only ones on the flight that all the rest of the teams weren't on. So they was guaranteed to get that last number. They, like I said, the ATVs left 5 minutes apart from each other. So once you count all the teams, it's like a 45-minute difference between them and whoever left first. So I think that, I think that the fact that they wasn't way, way, way behind is because they started figuring out those communication issues. If they would have made it further than that, they probably could have turned things around for themselves in the race. I think because they are super like athletic and all of that type of stuff. Like
but they did have a chance to come back because Brett and Mark got lost, and Brett and Mark were the last team to get to that. So they had
the thing.
They had, but it's just the Amazing Race is hard. Like it's just hard. Like you got to be on your A game with your partner. You got to be hyper aware, just looking at every sign. And we missed so many clue boxes. We ran past so many clue boxes we've done before. But you just have to figure it out and fix your mistakes quick because you're gonna make mistakes.
Well, speaking of the Amazing Race being hard, I think we've got a short segment coming up.
Ninja Mike is back, baby.
Oh,
Ninja Mike is back. The Amazing Race is hard, guys, and because of that, I have chosen. What was it, Penjor, and what was the other one? I forgot. Oh my god, I'm so bad at
Pajagan.
Pajagan. So I chose Pajagan, right? So I've got. I've got some stuff I gotta balance. You guys keep going, and I'm gonna hold this. And if it falls, I'm not ready for the Amazing Race. All right, so carry on, you guys. Carry on.
Yeah, you're gonna have to live out your survivor dreams like that.
I'll live with this for now.
We'll move on. We have so many segments. We did the Wheel of Ropics today. We got Ninja Mike on right now, and we're gonna go on to our next segment. All right. So Pops and Jeff, what is the first thing you think of? The first thing you think of when you hear the name Montoya?
You got anything?
No, I don't have anything.
It doesn't ring a bell for me.
Okay, that's fine. That's great. Because Montoya. So Montoya is pretty much some dude.
Our poor viewers.
They're like, oh my God. Mike, you can't use your hands, dude.
They were using their hands.
I guess you got to put like an apple on top or something.
Or something,
the apple falls.
That's a little too easy. You got the books that are in your hands.
All right, I'll be right back.
Michelle's face. I made the correct choice not going on the race with Mike.
That's great. So Montoya is like a famous clip, a viral clip that's been going around of a dude in Temptation Island. And when he's on Temptation Island, by the way, this is in Spain. This is the Spanish version of Temptation Island. He's watching his girl cheat on him with another man on the screen, like having sex with another man. And Montoya is just going crazy. Montoya's running down the beach. He's in the water, hitting the water. No, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué me haces esto? No, ¿por qué? So
guess why?
So everybody knows what it is.
No, not everybody.
That's about all I know. I do that.
Well, so this is Michelle's segment called Montoya. Por favor, Michelle, por favor.
¿Por qué? No.
Michelle, cálmate, calm down.
¿Por qué?
Michelle, por favor.
Dramatic.
Por favor.
still cool. Oh no. I thought she was jumping in.
We have to reshoot it and use full send.
I
You
know.
gotta
There
jump
was
in.
people there. There
So-
was people there.
So what are we doing this segment? This is clips of Michelle when she's watching the show. She's just like, no, por qué, no?
Like it's you know when you're watching Amazing Race or any
Yeah,
of those shows
yelling
and
at
you're
the
just
TV.
like, why would you do that?
Yeah,
And-
for sure.
and-
Or it's just moments that they have no control. And you're just like,
Exactly.
no, why is this
No,
happening to
yeah.
them? No.
Yeah.
So my first one,
You picked a banana, dude?
my first one is
That
my
is
brother.
the easiest
Why?
fruit.
That thing's gonna sit
Michael,
there, so
why?
You need an apple. Get something round.
Yeah,
You did.
yeah,
It fell.
yeah, that was there. It is.
Jesus.
There it is. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And an orange. We need an orange too.
Ninja Mike. All right, Michelle, go ahead.
So I know everybody's over talked about this. We've talked about it a million times, but our show has to talk about it
There's two
now.
kinds of this stuff.
This is going to take forever.
Do we need to express this?
No. Expense is up to you.
No,
We need 15 pounds.
no,
Let's balance. Let's balance.
no.
It's the challenge. Tenemos así. Okay,
That was good.
That's not
everybody,
shocking at all. Like,
it's not.
So we already talked about that.
Yeah.
We
did,
everybody
but-
else just, but that was live. That was
that's
us watching
definitely
it live.
a 4K moment. I get it. I understand. It's just we get to there's only one episode that just passed, and now we got another episode coming up, and we get to address that with them, in the upcoming episode. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So
Yeah.
I don't wanna,
Exactly.
I just didn't
All
want to
good,
tackle it.
all good. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
wait.
yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
some drama next episode.
Yeah.
Michelle,
But let's
Yeah.
not take away from it that they are good racers. Like you see them episode, like what you guys were saying, they're at the top most of the time. They know what they're doing. They know how to do those minimal points. So this is their like big mistake that they've done on the race. I guess like one of their first mistakes, right?
pretty much.
And-
I wouldn't say that, but
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, what you gotta say?
Give us something.
you said was
Jeff,
that was their first mistake on the race.
like kind of like the first mistake,
'cause
like big mistake.
They've been doing really well.
They've been doing great in the race. No. So yeah, I wouldn't say that, but I wouldn't say. I'm pretty sure everybody had made quite
Oh,
a few
yeah.
mistakes by then. Yeah, probably
100%.
nothing that really affected.
No, and there's so
story,
many.
so it hasn't
yeah.
been shown. But yeah,
Exactly. So
Yeah,
many
yeah.
times there's stuff that happens behind the scenes that
Yeah,
nobody
yeah.
sees.
for sure.
But I did like that Anna posted this on her story. I like this one. Oh my god,
Yeah,
Michael.
that was.
Run.
I love that she posted that.
They're getting
Yeah.
so much heat from
Yeah,
so
yeah.
many angles. And it's crazy how that driver see how they put 5 25-pounders on there.
Yes.
Like just you're gonna piss off people. You
See,
piss
you
off the
would think-
Jets, man.
I'll be honest though, you would think that the more 25ers, the better excuse that you have. Like, well, I had to give it to 5 people. If it was only 3 on there, then you had you had 3 really pissed off people. You know what I mean? But the driver's seat did exactly what we hoped that it would do. When we at the end of leg 3, when we learned about the driver's seat, and they gave us like a little piece of paper telling us what the rules was and all of that. In all of our interviews and everything, we talked about how much we wanted that to cause chaos up front, in the front of the
Yeah.
pack.
Yeah. And
Okay, so I have a question for you because this is what I'm thinking, but again, I'm watching from home. The moment I saw the driver's seat and what it consisted of and the weight and everything, my thought right away was if there's a twist and turn every single episode, there's a U-turn coming now.
Yep.
Like that was my first automatic thought.
dude, you're
Is
pissing
that
off.
Yep.
You're pissing off so many people, yeah, in that driver's seat. No, go ahead, continue.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought you was talking to
So
her.
is that
No.
So is that a thought that came to your head right away? Like, oh, U-turn is coming.
Absolutely. The first thing that we thought was we were hoping that we didn't I hate to say it, but we didn't really expect to get there first. You know what I mean? We wasn't having that good luck in the taxi cabs. I think you remember in the episode when he was like, "Who just passed us up?" I said I think it was Jack and Carson. They the only ones that get that lucky, and it turned out to actually have been them. You know, so we weren't passing up cabs that much and all of that. So we wanted some of those people that was in the front of the pack, and you know which teams those are: Jonathan and Anna, Jack and Carson, Scott and Lori had made their way to the front of the pack. And I guess that's really Josiah and Alyssa, even though I think we beat them in the leg before, but we considered them front of the pack. We wanted one of them to turn on the other front of the pack teams. And it went down exactly the way we wanted it to, because he had to assign it to some of his people that he had deals with, or maybe allies or whatever. So
man, now like if I'm the first team to a driver's seat, I'll be thinking twice to use that.
Absolutely.
And if you have 2 U-turns coming up, because I feel like there's going to be 2 U-turns in the season, 2 different U-turns and 2 different legs. So I was telling Michelle, man, this driver's seat, you put so much heat on yourself. I think I'll just hide in a bush somewhere. Like, just chill there, wait for another team to come. They put the driver and just come up running. Oh, you guys beat us. All right, whatever. Can't use the driver's seat.
Or do it and use your express pass and get out of there.
Nah, I'm saving that thing. I'm saving that.
I mean, Anna, she didn't know she was going to use the express pass right away. So I guess like the better way of her using the express pass was if she didn't use a 15-pound on her and she gave it to someone, gave herself the heaviest weight, and then she's out. You know, so people can later on be like, oh, okay, well, that was nice of her. She took one of the heaviest ones, you know?
So Pops and Jeff, at the end of this episode, there was a huge scramble to get to the pit stop with teams number 4 all the way to number 9, you guys, right? So and we see Eric and Melinda, great racing. These girls, they're doing so good, and people are rooting for them. They're placing great. They got 4th this leg. Why? Because they weren't really following the pack. They did their own thing, and look at that. It worked out at the end. Did you guys have a hard time finding the pit stop? What was going on there? I think you guys didn't, right? Or
we didn't.
You guys didn't follow. You guys.
I don't know if So when we got done with the Pinjori, making the thing,
right.
We finished. If you notice, we finished before a few people. We even finished before Eric and Melinda, and we left out of there like at the same time as them. Like they left right behind us, I think. And when we were going up the hill to put it into the hole to stand up, that was that first time that you seen that whole crowd just run past. They were going up the hill, which was away from the pit stop. They were going the wrong way, and somebody, as they breezed past real fast, our Pinjori felt like a couple pieces fell off of it, right? So we had to put it back together. So we put it back together, and then we stand it up, which is fine. Like it didn't affect nothing, you know, because we had to put it back together, and then we're putting it on the ground. We're like, okay, we got it now.
Yeah.
So mind you, they was going the wrong way up the hill. So finally they come back down the hill and run over it.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, and so it got messed up again. You know what I mean? Nothing intentional, So, but we had to put it back together again.
No.
So we put it back together, and from where we're standing, though, you could see Bernie and Kerrigan still going up to the example and finishing their thing. So it's like, okay, we're not gonna be last.
Yeah.
You know? But we were about to stand it up and literally go right down the hill with Eric and Melinda. And we our 2 teams would have been 4th and 5th. We would have been so excited because those are our allies. By the time we stood it up and they had ran down the hill, I think they ran another wrong way.
It was going left.
Yeah. They went left again.
Yeah.
And then they ended up going the right way. So that's why you see us all kind of just show up at the same time after that. Yeah.
That's so on our season when we were in Petra and Jordan, that's one thing I learned from the race, like actually doing it. And if we go back, we were running like they were like chickens with heads cut off, because you just see people running and you start following them, and it's the worst mistake ever, because you should not do that. Like,
right.
That's the first thing I was thinking when I saw it. And I love that Erica was sure, she got directions and she did not follow anybody. Even her mom was kind of like, I think you're wrong. And she was like, I'm not, let's keep going. And I love that about her. I want to give her like a little
right now. Erica, she was very headstrong. And her and I, when we would get together and make strategic decisions, we decided detours together a lot. You know, we both decided the motion. We both decided the fold instead of the fling, which was both of those decisions was the best decisions we could have made. And we both decided the pin jewelry together, you know? So it's like,
Nice.
I think those detour decisions made a huge difference in our race.
Nice.
One thing I will say about running that amazing race is when you got 5 or 6 teams running together, driving or running together, right? You can either say, okay, I think they're going the wrong way. If I'm the only one going the right way, that's awesome. That's a crazy advantage. Or if I'm the only one going the wrong way and they're going the right way, it's over for me. But if we
Yes.
all just go the wrong way, you know what I mean? So it's like, what
Yeah.
do you want to roll the dice? Like, what type of gamble do you want to
Exactly.
take? So,
And that's what I was thinking at the same
Yeah.
time when that happened to us, because
Yeah.
we just see a whole bunch of people running in there and you're like, you got to stick with people,
Just
because if
stick
you
with, we
see
all gonna be
them,
lost together.
yeah, if you see them, then you know that you're safe. You have
Yeah,
someone there with
exactly.
you.
Yep.
So that part was really funny. I really enjoyed watching that. I actually have one more, Montoya.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I
Okay,
do.
cool. I'm sorry, babe.
Alright,
I didn't know
No,
that.
you're
Before we
good.
get to your Montoya,
Yeah.
Alright,
I
your
understand
mic is
Nick
still
and
doing
Mike's position right now. My arms kind of hurt right now. So whoever gave him the fruit, he was just like, "Oh, thank God, my arms."
He's like,
feel so much
he
better.
just flopped it down on the
I told you. My arms are killing me. Oh my God. Okay,
Yeah.
carry on.
Okay, so this is my no, but
No, he typed in something else.
no,
About IU, and he
¿Por
changed-
qué?
It's 10 minutes, it's 10 kilometers away.
no, ¿por qué?
It's 43 minutes away. He went the wrong. I typed in the
No.
right one. He picked a different one. Oh my god, we have to go. He typed in a different
¿Por qué? 43
Man, I
minutes.
feel his pain just every time I
away.
see that.
Right.
Every time I see that, I feel bad for him, man, because that is the worst.
That is.
They haven't caught a break.
Yeah, luck is gonna
Poor
turn
guy.
for them. Luck
No,
is
and
gonna
they're
turn.
such good.
You
They
think
look like
so?
such good
Well, that
racers,
was-
and it sucks
yeah.
because they've kind of been stuck in
so
this.
smart, man. Like
Mhm.
I remember, I used to say in interviews, like, man, Mark is smart. Like he's figuring. I seen him figuring everybody out, figuring out what we was up to. He was the only person that figured out that Erica and I had we had that alliance on Erica and Melinda. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
You guys have a
Mark
name
was
for your
smart.
lions?
No, it was just the Erica and Melinda and Pops and Jeff. Like, like a parent child. Like I think
Reed, get on it.
Yeah. We need to come up with a name. Yeah.
All right. So before I get into the next episode, was there anything that happened this leg of the race that they didn't show? I mean, you already said how they broke your Panjori thing. All right. Is there anything else that
Yeah.
happened? Anything come up to your mind that didn't show?
Nothing that
Nothing?
I can think of. Oh yeah, I mean, well, we all got to the mat at the same time, and
They
you
did
can't-
apologize when we got to the mat.
Yeah, they apologized.
Oh,
while they
yeah?
were running.
Yeah.
No, while they were running, all we heard was the fume, and it was like sorry. Everybody was running past, like they didn't mean to. But yeah, we I mean, at the mat, I mean that moment at the mat is like, as you can see, like the conversations start to shift in a lot of different ways. You know, everybody's
Yeah.
talking about who they think are threats and who they plan on targeting and all of that stuff. So I haven't spoke too much about that myself, because I wouldn't be surprised if they are going to show like a flashback to that match, because they didn't show a lot of it, So
Interesting. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
that
So
match was a pivotal moment.
I
Go
was
ahead.
a little confused with what Erica was saying, because she mentioned something about Scott and Lori
Mhm.
either lying or not showing their full cards or something like that. And then we see it in the mat, and they start to explain like, oh, Scott and Lori keep saying that they're the weak ones. They're the slow ones. They're the
Yeah.
like
So it
all of
wasn't
those
all-
negative connotations.
It's not negative. So it wasn't all about them playing down their abilities. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I
Okay.
seen the comment. It wasn't all about, ooh, they're strong and they're saying they're weak. We don't like that. That's not what was being said. It was more about Scott is very, very strategic. You guys know Scott. Scott was taking those notes, and I know you guys have seen a lot of them, and you know how Scott is. He's very smart. He's very social, and while it was super genuine, like Scott, the best way we could think about it is how he has eight sons, right? And I bet they all believe that they're his favorites. You know what I mean? So like that's what we kept comparing it to.
That is
You know
a
what I
good
mean? So,
comparison.
yeah, so I think it's more it's about that too. I think he had like a lot of like top teams, and I guess everybody just compared notes at that moment.
Yeah. And it's this is getting good. Like I'm just looking at the rest of the teams that are left. Like in the chat, like who do you think in the chat is going to be the next team out? Because all these teams now, yes, there's these teams that stay at the top of the pack. You know, your Jonathan and Scott and Lori and Carson and Jack, and these teams that are remaining, I see them all very equal, very strong. Anything could happen now this next leg. So let's see what happens. Sure. We got this next clip of the next episode that's coming up. Where is it?
I think it's this one. No?
Oh, it is this one.
One of the voting cards.
So we got this clip coming up. It's going to be a U-turn vote, and they talk about it. I think it's going to be Jonathan and Anna, obviously, because of what happened last leg, and Jonathan's not happy.
He was mad, wasn't he? I mean, he was hot.
And
he looked like he wanted to box somebody, so he was pissed off.
And that's
he
what I told
really
him
upset.
because he was the last time we saw him this upset was when he got second place on his side of the fork of the road in episode 1. So he was really mad, and once again, I like that passion. But if you let that desire get to you, that anger get to you, it is not good for the race. So I'm predicting. Let's put in the chat. Who do you think?
Clip? I can't even watch. He's like, stop talking. He said, "Stop talking. I have a headache." He was like,
I like Brett's. Brett looks like he's preparing for battle. Wait, how do I add this?
See.
Oh, my bad. We were doing it at the same time.
Oh.
Sorry. Are you adding it, or you want me to do
No,
it?
go.
back to balancing books on your head, Mike. Go back to balancing books on your head, Mike.
Look at Brett in this clip. He's ready for battle right there. Ooh, I like that.
And Nick and Mike's Nick and Mike wasn't happy on that pre in
Look
this.
at
Scott and Lori's mad. I think I mean put in the chat, who do you think is getting U-turned? I think it's Scott and Lori and Jonathan and Anna. But we'll see.
Lewis, Jeff, Pops, Jeff and Pops, you guys know. Lewis, Michelle, quick picks. Who do you think is getting eliminated next episode?
I think it's Nick and Mike.
I'm gonna go for Nick and Mike as well.
Ooh, okay.
But it also depends. I forget. Wait, it's a double U-turn. Maybe it's Jonathan and Anna. If they got to do 2 tasks,
I don't think it's Jonathan.
If they got to do 2 tasks, maybe it's Jonathan and Anna. In the chat, who do you think is getting eliminated?
We got Anna and Jonathan and Anna.
Cool.
Yeah, we think Jonathan and Anna are going to be U-turned, and then we saw it was a double U-turn. So I'm going for Scott and Lori as well, being U-turned.
Yeah. I think that's the team getting U-turned, and we'll see what happens. Maybe, I don't know. It just depends on the task and see what happens. No, that's okay. Pops and Jeff, you guys were amazing. Time flew. It's already been 1 hour and 2 minutes, y'all. That's crazy. Wow. Thanks, y'all. I'm so happy you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you guys having us on. This is a lot of fun. Yeah.
We hope you guys on every episode this season, man. You guys have our hearts, and we're excited. And Pops, can you give us a flex real fast, Pops? Come on.
Don't give him a flex.
Pops, why are you wearing a long sleeve shirt? I just realized that.
When he showed up, I was thinking like they're gonna want to see you.
Of course.
It was cool today, man.
Yeah, it was chilly outside.
Yeah. In Miami's not chilly. So guys, everybody that's in the chat, thank you so much for being here with us, man. And we just do this because it's a fun time. Mike, thank you, dude. Ninja Mike is back this episode. Appreciate you, Ninja Mike, and everybody out there. Thanks for joining us live, and we'll see you next week. Bye, y'all.
Let's go.
Bye, y'all.
Ninja Mike. Was there